Okay. Boy, am I going through it right now. Really painful. Okay. What I'm going through right now in my life, I would have to say, this is the hardest.
At the next stop sign, turn right into the parking lot.
Most difficult I've ever been, thus far in my life.
At the stop sign, turn right into the parking lot.
So fucking painful.
In 800 feet, you will arrive at your destination.
It's weird, I'm going
Head toward Gallery Boulevard.
Mental and emotional anguish and pain. And my sister, she's going through pain too. Her pain's physical.
In 400 feet, you will arrive at your destination.
It's terrible. Sucks. But I'm going through some things that I have to go through. Just have to go through, and like reliving parts of this horrendous nightmare that's been my life since now. Okay, if you say it starts at when I found out about the affair, that would be since April of 2023. If you say, well, it starts when the affair started, which is more correct, and even before that, honestly, but we'll just say that. Now, I don't know that. I 100% believe, I would bet money on this. Okay, this is how sure I am.
Head north
of what I'm saying. I am quite sure that Brian and Ray had sex with each other before he was with me, long before he and I were together. She was married at the time. He wasn't, but she was, and I have good reason to believe that. And I'm like I said, I'm so sure I would bet my money on it. There's just things that I know, it just makes sense. Okay. I don't know how serious it was. I don't know. I don't know. And of course I may never get those answers, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Then, for our marriage, really, I don't know, because, and I think back, like, even before we were married, was he sometimes going there and stuff? I think he may have, but I can't, and when we started our, where we're living right now, that was like the very beginning of 2016, and what I have to, show what happened during that time is fairly sparse for that time. Definitely a lot sparser than the years that precede or follow it. And so, it's harder to say and verify for that time frame. However, I do have some messages from one night in 2018. I want to say it was the fall. He didn't get his license until the fall of 2019. But this was the fall of, I think it was fall of 2018. He didn't have his license yet. And I don't think I had, because I was trying to convince him to get it. So he could help me. I needed help. I didn't want to do all the freaking, I was tired of being the one to do all of the driving for all the appointments and shopping and just, for everything. And I wanted his help, and I knew he would be able to get his license if he just went through the process. And he, didn't believe me, didn't have any interest in that, was pretty stubborn about it. But eventually he would miraculously change his mind. And I was thrilled, I was going to get help all of a sudden. I don't know what changed. Well, that help was bye-bye. As soon as he could go, he was gone. Working. Now he's working 7 days a week. Yeah, so I'm not going to get that help. So desperately wanted. But whatever, okay. That's not the point of this. 2018. And by the way, he had a different phone at that time. These are messages that I still had that contact in my phone and all of our messages in my phone. But when he hacked me, he fucked with my contacts and he deleted an Apple ID of mine, and he deleted that contact of his old phone and all of my messages with him with it. Which I understand why he did that, okay? Who knew what else I was going to find in that? Who knew? What a fucking dickhead. But, you know, I would have thought, for the kid's sake, he would have saved it. Because there were some messages in there that really showed maybe he loved me at one point. And I would think the kids might want to see that someday. But they won't be able to now. Unless it's some of the ones that I did manage to capture photo screens of before he deleted the contact. I don't know. I wasn't able to look at every single message between us on that. So I don't know. I have no idea what he deleted with that. But it did include some messages that if someone looked at might really believe that maybe he had something for me. They're gone now. Anyway, on that phone, you know, on the messages for this particular night, okay, it was going to be the first night that I was going to be by myself in this trailer. Well, I'm not there right now, but, you know, it's our current property. And I was anxious about it because I'm a city girl and this is the country, and I was just uneasy. You know, I was just uneasy. I was anxious. And the kids were going to my mom's. Now, Brian didn't have his license, okay? And we had one vehicle. And even though he didn't have his license, every once and again, you know, not often, but once in a while, he would chance it and drive himself to Ray's house an hour away in Portland and do, you know, whatever project or job she had for him to do. I know he was doing that, likely in 2017. Did it happen in 2016? It could have. You know, so it probably, you know, was happening before this night in 2018. But whatever. This particular night, I'm messaging him and I'm telling him I'm anxious, I'm afraid, I don't want to be alone, you know. And he's working on whatever he's working on at Ray's. And then suddenly I get a message from him telling me that he went to go get a drink down the street and the vehicle won't start for some reason. Yeah, our vehicle just, I don't know what's wrong with it, but it won't start. Of course. So, later on, he says, oh, I guess I'm going to stay here because I had no way to get him. I was an hour away. We only had the one vehicle. You know, he was staying in Portland and I'm staying alone now. Like, the kids are at my mom's. We were supposed to have a, you know, husband-wife night. I don't know what we had planned, if anything, but that wasn't going to happen now because he has to stay in Portland. And his plan, supposedly, was he was going to walk from Ray's house to his friend Dave's house, which I really should check it out and see how far that walk actually would be. I don't know. You know, I'm not sure. I know it's not right around the corner, but, you know, it's on Forest Ave. That would be a walk, actually, now that I think about it. Because he would have to go Washington Ave, Allen Ave, and then Forest Ave. That would have taken him some time. Definitely. But I don't know, did it? Like, I'd have to look and see the timings of the calls and stuff. Listen, he didn't. He never walked to Dave's house. He was going to stay right there at Ray's house. That's where he stayed. And confirmation of that. So I was worried. See, I knew that he was going to leave me hanging by myself, afraid and anxious. I just knew. I thought he was going to do drugs, and then I would be left, you know, by myself, worried and scared. But no, it was, yeah, he was definitely getting high on something. It wasn't drugs, it was Ray and their sex. And when he does that, it was a typical thing for him. I mean, before we were married, every time he took off on me to be with a girl, a whore, I would not hear from him. He could not speak to me and deal with me when he was focused and concentrated on enjoying what he had before him. Yeah, and he did that night. He ghosted me. He said, I'm going to go downstairs and I'll call you back. Never did. Never did. And you can see me. Where did you go? You know, I knew you were introduced to me. But yeah. He's always been not very thoughtful of me. He just hasn't been. Ever. He might have some breakthrough days or whatever. Maybe his guilt was eating at him, so, you know, he did something special for me way back when. That, you know, that wasn't a typical thing. And it pretty much didn't exist at a certain point, you know. Alright. So, yeah, he ghosted me the whole night. And now, I didn't know back then, obviously, but now I understand why, because he was with Ray and he was... They were having sex. It was 2018. So, you know, this nightmare. Yeah, it's been going on. And even before that, because he's just never been really nice to me. For some reason. I don't know what it is about me. He just doesn't like me. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know what more I could have done or given or been for him to feel more for me, to care actually about me as a fucking human being. I don't know, because I gave everything and did all I could. Yeah. But whatever. You know, the difference that, you know, oh God. So some of the very first night that I was able to record and set up this camera, which I didn't dare to put it positioned so that I could get visual, and I wish I had, because he probably wouldn't have. I don't know. I was just so afraid, you know, being caught, and then I out myself. Whatever. I only got audio, but it's enough. Okay, it's enough. And I still have people saying they can't hear. You're not fucking listening. You're not listening. Put some earbuds in. You'll hear what I'm talking about, bitch. I know what I'm hearing. You know. All right. So what it is just crazy, and I've listened to it many times. Is obviously Ray, and I thought I was gonna catch him on his secret phone that he kept denying existed, but no, I caught him on his whore in my bathroom with the kids home. That's what I actually caught, to my shock and amazement. Yeah. Every time he dipped to another level of cruel and gross. Yeah. I was like, oh, wow. So, well, definitely confirmed it's still happening. They're still, you know, in love or whatever. I don't know what you would call it. I mean, in lust. I don't know. I don't understand it, because, oh my God, I can't even admit. She must be so gross naked, because she's pretty hideous with her clothes on. Oof. I said to him, like, honey, whoa. The sound of her voice is so goddamn annoying. Some people think I have an annoying voice. Listen, she's fucking... I don't know how he could listen to that for an hour. I really don't. And then add to it what she says. Like, oh my God. I said, obviously it wasn't her brain that fascinated you. And you know, you boosted her confidence by letting her use me as a stepping stone while listening to the conversations in these recordings. That boosts my confidence level. Yeah. She's dumb. Wow. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. But anyway, really stupid. I don't know. This bitch freaking, for so fucking long, has been the reason that our sons have gone without so many things, including tons of their father's time. Yeah. Number one, right there. She was constantly trying to get him out of her house. You coming over? You still coming? You gonna be back? Can you go over? Never was, you know, telling him, hey, go hang out with your kids. No, come. Leave the kids with your wife. Come. that right there should make him mad. Because this bitch does not care about these children. Okay? More reason we got October of 2025. I can hear their conversation. They're talking about DHS. And they're patting him on the back and listing out all the things that he does. She's so stupid. I don't know what. First of all, I wish you would shut up, because my kids are trying to sleep in the next room, bitch. And you're fucking just rambling on a list of all, you know, the things that he does. I don't know. This is stupid. You can't make out every word. But she's like, feeding kids. Yeah, guess what? If you can't feed your kids, you definitely shouldn't have them, honey. You don't need to say that. They dress themselves, bitch. Shut your fucking saggy, fucking floppy, fucking mouth. Just the sound of her talking, and then, you know, the dumb things that she says and wastes time saying that she doesn't need to say. And at one point, she's talking about Brody, and she says, I'm not kidding you. She says, Brody, the oldest. And you know why she did that? Like, why would you need to say the oldest? Because she wanted to show Brian. Listen, she doesn't know my children. She's met them 2 or 3 times, if that. 2 or 3 times. That's it. She said that because she wanted to show Brian that she remembered his you know, placement. He's the oldest. Well, bitch, yeah. But, you know, you can't get too much credit for that because the other 2 are twins. So, all you really had to remember is that Brody's the oldest. Why would you even fucking... Why? Oh, my God. She's pathetic. Yeah, she's talking about my son. And she says, Brody, the oldest. You're a dodo bird, bitch. Holy shit. And I'm like, there's something wrong with this man. That he wants that. Tramples me fucking down. His wife. I am a goddess next to this fucking horrendous palace shit. Really. Really. For real. For real. But he's just can't get enough of it? What is wrong with you, man? Have you had examined? Because there's something fucking wrong with you. There is. And on top of it, she can do no wrong, this bitch. She's been fucking... She's the reason our sons have no mother right now, if you really want to get down to brass tacks. She's the reason they're going without a mother right now. He's cool with that. She can't do any wrong. You know, all the time that she stole from my children of his, he's okay with that. Like, obviously, he wanted to spend it there, so how could he blame her? I don't know how he fucking, you know, gets it in his head that she's cool. She's cool, you know. And the difference is, okay, this is really sad. And it hurts me so bad. It's so fucking hurtful because, listen, what did I do to deserve such treatment? And of course, you can't answer that question, right? What did I fucking do? What did she do? Because this is the differences, okay? And I didn't, like, you know, I've heard all these before. I know this, but I didn't, like, connect it together. You know, those connections, they keep happening still. Okay. And the September 23rd recordings, at one point, you can hear Ray crying. And she's crying because I had sent her some messages. And, I mean, they really were truthful. But the truth hurts in this situation. Especially, you know, it just does. I was just telling her what she was to him. Listen, he doesn't love you, honey. No, he doesn't. He doesn't love anyone. He's using you, hon. Listen, if he really loved... Why do you have to be hidden? You're like a forbidden thing, and you're gross. And the fact that you act like you're not, you know, and he can control you, that's all it takes for him. Understand this. So you're feeding this, and it's a sickness, it's an illness, and it's hurting the kids. She never cared about that, but she was crying. I heard her crying. And you know what's weird? I had told Brian I said, I know some of the shit I'm telling her. is making her cry, because it's true. She knows it. And, I told him that. And then, boom, she's crying. And I recorded her crying. But she's crying. And he, of course, he's consoling her, comforting her. Don't listen to her. She's just mad. And, wow. Don't listen to my wife. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love you. Yeah. He assured her she was loved. Yep. Oh, man. But here's the difference, right? And I say I'm his wife, okay? He did call her his wife. He called her his wife in some messages to one of his buddies. Because he's not talking about me, and I know he's talking about her. So maybe it was like what he really wanted. Maybe he wished he was married to her. I don't know, but he did call her that. But she wasn't. She was his mistress. She was his whore, his pig, his secret, dirty secret. So, but his wife, now, when I fucking found out he was having an affair, and it just turned my world upside down, like my identity was lost, and my life was a lie, and I couldn't get my bearings, and it was like topsy-turvy, and whoa, that feeling, I don't know, like your world is crashing around you, and can't see straight, and God, it was scary. It was painful. Of course, he was denying it, but every next thing just pointed right to it, and very loudly and plainly. And then you add to it how they both acted, what they both said, what they both did. You just can't, you can't get away from the correct conclusion. You can't. If you discern correctly and read correctly, you're gonna come to the realization, as I did, that he was having an affair with this woman. And not only that, he wasn't ready to stop it. He didn't want to stop it. And that was shocking to me, and horrible. Oh my gosh. And he wasn't swearing, which to me is just definitely confirmation. If he can't swear to me that he has not had an affair, then he had an affair. It stands to reason when you say it. I mean, some people don't do that kind of shit, but whatever. He couldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. He refused to do it for weeks. And I think at this point, whatever day this was, it had been weeks, I had it. I broke down. I was just a big pile of broken. And I was bawling. I was crying. Uncontrollably. I could not stop. And I fell to the floor in the bathroom, crying, sobbing, just letting it all out. And he obviously heard me. So he opens the door at one point, and with scowling face, he says, "I swear on my mother's grave, and I won't do it again," and leaves. Leaves me crying on the bathroom floor like that. Made no move to comfort me, console me. Obviously didn't have a desire to. He was fine leaving me like that on the floor. And the way he had swore, it was half-assed. It wasn't complete. He didn't say what he was swearing about, which made my crying even harder, because it was just giving me another confirmation that he had an affair, and he was still having one, and he didn't want to stop it. Yeah. What the fuck, man? But, Ray, when she was crying over some things I had said to her about the truth, maybe some insults, I don't know. When she was crying, he jumped right up to her to console her. He took care of it. He told her what she needed to hear, including that he loved her. I'm sure he touched her, looked in her face, maybe kissed her. I don't know. He did what he had to do to make his woman feel better. His woman. But he didn't do that for me. He did not do that for me. He opened the door, gave me like another confirmation that he was fucking that old woman, and just left me to die inside alone. Wow. No I love yous. No assuring me that he loved me. No comfort at all whatsoever. Didn't come back in. Realize his mistake. Hear me and think to himself, I gotta stop her from crying. No, he was perfectly okay letting me continue to cry alone on the floor. Same bathroom that I can hear him putting an effort into comforting his whore. Same fucking bathroom. This fucking whore, she was above me, which is ludicrous because she's not. She's not. No fucking way. The only thing she's above me in is age. Other than that, honey, I soar far above this bitch. Come on. Come on! Please. Just have her open her mouth. Ugh. Just look at her hair. Oh my God. Everywhere you look, listen, I am serious. I don't know any normal red-blooded male who would put us beside each other and say that she was, unless I was, because I've talked to my friend about this, like, it's like a forbidden fruit, and the uglier it is, but can still act like it's sexy. And the fact that he can control her, like, seriously, he can control this bitch, and she will do and say anything that he wants her to say and do, and he's right into that. So, because it's not her looks. She must look so gross naked. Oh my God, she looks horrendous with her clothes on. I can't even imagine how gross it is with them off. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's got to be something weird and sick that, lets him get so excited about it, because I don't understand how he could see what he sees there and think it was attractive, think it was sexy. I don't know. Anyway, wow, quite a long one. I gotta go in here. But I just wanted to jump on and say I'm going through it right now. I'm kind of, I have to relive this shit over and over. And just the fact that, hello, does he not even think about this shit, or does he not care? I don't know. It's so hard to say, because he has very little to say to me these days, and it's been like that since he's had the PFA on me, which is complete, utter bullshit. Come on, please. Brian is an abusive person. He always has been. He always has been, even when he was young. Listen, he was in trouble. He went to prison for physically hurting a young girl very badly. And he went to prison for that. Another prison stint. Physical violence against a male. He's violent and he physically harms people. That's what he does. He's just that kind of a person. The stories he would tell me of things he would do to people in jail and prison. Oh my God. Throat punches and whatever. Anyway, yeah, he's abusive. He's an abuser. He's an abuser. And it doesn't matter if the person's smaller than him and defenseless compared to him, that doesn't matter. He falls into a fit of rage and you're getting smacked or something, So, he's always been that way. Always. I don't hit people. I've never done that. One night, when we were in Wyndham, when Brody was a baby, we all got drunk. His older son was there. We were drunk. They were teasing me. I don't know. Something was going on. He was teasing me. I was really drunk, okay? But I remember giving my all, trying to punch him in the chest, his big chest. I was punching as hard as I could. He was laughing at me. I couldn't hurt him if I tried. Come on. I'm not abusive to him. He's abusive to me, bitch. I have the fucking black eye in the picture. He doesn't have any fucking pictures of fucking bruises that he got from me, people. Come on. Fucking come on. Holy fuck. He's an abuser. And not just physically, not just like that. You wouldn't believe how fucking hurtful he can be. Mentally and emotionally, I'm serious. Like, just utter cruelty. And then on top of it, when he sees that he's pretty much killed you, he doesn't show any remorse and doesn't want to help get you out of that. Doesn't want to save your life. Like, I'm dying in front of you here. Okay, bye. It's cruel. It's fucking cruel. It's like, wow, man, you really don't give a fuck about me. Why did you marry me then? What, just so you could make me give you kids? Really? I don't know. I'm so confused. Why would you do this to me, though? Why would you purposely hurt me like this? I understand you're an abusive man, but there's no need of this. Why are you doing this to me? What did I do to deserve this? Nothing, honey. Nothing. Oh, my God. It's hard. It's very hard. And it's made even more difficult by the fact that my children are in his hands solely. They can't speak to me. They can't talk to me. They can't see me. I'm not allowed in my house, my own home that I own now since October 30th. And he had been claiming and proclaiming, no, I'm devoted to you. I love you. You're my wife. Kept doing that. I'm like, oh, so every time you say that to me, I know what you're actually saying is I hate you, Brian, because there's no way a man who loves someone does this to them. You don't love me. No, you don't. And he would argue, yes, he loved me. Yes, he loved me. He was devoted to me. Blah, blah, blah. The day he got his PFA, suddenly his proclamations and declarations of any love and devotion were over. Yeah. Because they were bullshit. No, he didn't have a need any longer to feed me those lies. I was now effectively out of the picture. So why would he fucking bother pretending that he fucking loved me anymore when I'm out of the picture? Now, if he really loved me, wouldn't he care to know where the fuck I was, who I was with, if I was safe or not, if I was hungry, anything? If he loved me, if he cared about me, he'd probably want to know those things, right? Has not ever, one time in this whole, since October 30th, never asked me for any information. Never asked me, how you doing? Are you okay? Never. No, and never any, words of, oh God. Nope. He's just, it's pretty obvious and evident, honey. You kind of act like we don't even know each other. You turned it off. Like, anybody who was able to see that and look at that, they're gonna see, wow, he obviously didn't love her. He was obviously lying about that. You know what I mean? He's the one who fucking ratted on me when I called him because I was so confused because we had bills coming up and teacher conferences, and I'm like, are you really doing this? And my Mr. Shane just called me and violated the PFA. You turning rat now? Because I called you to confirm that you really were doing this. Wow, you're going to put me to jail, so you fucking rat. Wow. Huh. Okay. Well, you know the rest, Then I said I love you to the kids. They were coming off the bus. Ratting on me again. In a jail cell again. No. Uh-huh. Okay. You know the rest, They were coming off the bus, ratting on me again. In a jail cell again. No. Uh-huh. Okay. You know the rest, They were coming off the bus, ratting on me again. In a jail cell again. No. Uh-huh. Okay. You know the rest, They were coming off the bus, ratting on me again. In a jail cell again. No. Uh-huh. Okay. You know the rest, They were coming off the bus, ratting on me again. In a jail cell again. No. Uh-huh. Okay. You know the rest, They were coming off the bus, ratting on me again. In a jail cell again. No. Uh-huh. Okay. You know the rest, They were coming off the bus, ratting on me again. In a jail cell again. No. Uh-huh. Okay. You know the rest, They were coming off the bus, ratting on me again. In a jail cell again. No. Uh-huh. Okay. You know the rest, They were coming off the bus, ratting on me again. In a jail cell again. No. Uh-huh. Okay. You know the rest, They were coming off the bus, ratting on me again. In a jail cell aga I was finally getting to the point where I wasn't going to allow him to use me and lie to me and hurt me and need more. He was not going to be able to do that to me. And so he had no more use for me. I could be wiped out of existence. And he's able to brainwash the children and tell them lies that, I mean, they're gonna do what Dad does. So, Mom, we don't need to know how you're doing because Dad doesn't need to. So they're following what he was doing. Of course they're gonna do that. They're children, But that's what he's teaching them. You don't have to fucking care at all. We can just pretend Mom doesn't exist anymore. That's cool. That works. Yeah. And still calling himself a good father. Calling himself that. These conversations are so fucking stupid. Oh my God. Shut up! Patting yourself on the back, dude. You're fucking in the bathroom with your whore. And the kids are in the next room. And you're fucking sitting here going down the line of all the good things you can pat yourself on the back for. That DHS will do the same thing. That's what you guys are doing, you and your whore. Thinking of all the ways we're good. Yeah. We can be pigs in the bathroom with the kids awake. They're not going to see. We're allowed to do that. Yeah. With a married man. With my buddy's mother. Yeah, that's cool. It's not bad. But me having to hear that he did it yet again, and did it yet again, and did it yet again. Constantly. She was at my home being his pig. And I got to hear it as I'm recording it. And I was. So he was doing that on purpose to try to push me to, I don't know, hospitalization, killing myself. I don't know what he was aiming at. I don't know. We don't know. But it was torture for me. It was torture. Torture. Knowing my kids, possibly going to be exposed to that. They were in the next room. They had to have heard some of this shit. They had to have. There's no way. If they were awake, some of these conversations, they're loud. These fucking selfish assholes. They're loud. So angry. I am so filled with rage. You can't, I don't know. I've never experienced being this full of rage. Sometimes I shake at night with anger. I shake with the anger. Because certain things I think about and I go over my mind and it just, oh my God, it makes my eyes fucking go wacky. It makes me so mad. Yeah. I mean, this fucking bitch has stolen fucking from our fucking children, and you're fucking giving her better treatment than you ever could give me. And I gave you everything. How do you connect that in your brain and make it work and make it okay? And then on top of it, steal my home from me and my kids. Would never be enough until I'm fucking dead. That's when he'll be done hurting me, when I'm dead. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how it goes. That's his goal. My death. I'm dead serious. No pun intended. And when you reach out and say, I'm so sorry this is going on. I'm so sorry. No. The only line that he gave me that could be, close to anything like that at one point was, I don't know when, I can't remember, was, listen, I hate all of this. You hate all of this? Man, I haven't been in my home. I haven't seen my kids. You hate all of this? Are you serious right now? Shut the fuck up, honey. You are the reason we're here, bitch. Are you in reality? I don't think so. You know that little table turning tactic we talked about the other day? Well, it was constantly trying to say I was delusional and psychosis. Maybe we ought to, just like with anything that Brian says, what you got to do is turn it all the way around. See what's on the other end of that. Oh, it's him. Maybe he's the one who's got some issues. I mean, you can hear him say to her, "You got me fucked up." Yeah, she does. Yes, she does. Fucked up is right. I mean, I said, she's spread her legs, and you had a spell cast on you. And now you're not right. Over there. Gross. Do you know what you had, man? Do you know what you fucking had? You had me, and I was devoted to you, dude. What is wrong with you? If you just had nothing for me, you just wanted to use me. Wow. It's a weird place to be, and I think people who don't experience abuse themselves, they're gonna have a hard time understanding a lot of it. It's hard to explain a lot of it. Because even now, like, there's this little, like, I don't control, it's like an involuntary, like, little beads of hope that, he does care, he will show me care, he will act right, he will be decent, like, I have to, like, force those parts of me to just go away. You're wrong, don't hope for that. There's no hope for that, okay? There's just none. So, please don't do that. You're setting yourself up for failure. But it's hard. It's hard because we want what we want. We want him to just be a decent person. I just wanted one marriage with one man that I was happy to spend forever with. If we could both be good to each other, which I was so ready for. I was so willing to do that with him. It wasn't enough for him, clearly, not by a mile. So, and I wondered, like, when he married me, did he know? Because he knew himself, right? He knew he had a problem saying no to women if they, were in this situation or position or whatever. He always had to say yes to that. So, did he know going into this marriage, I'm probably going to have sex with another woman if I get a chance to? Probably. Did he know his vows were bullshit? Probably. Did he know mine wasn't? Probably. And he gladly took it from me as he handed me shit. Yeah. And prettied it up and made me think it was the real deal. No. Not to be close. No. No, he's a fraud. Man is a fraud. And he puts on a good show. And he's got friends that know that he's a fraud and still tote him as incredible, great, loyal. They know he's not. Why do they do that? I don't know. They want their fucking houses worked on. You know what I mean? That's my guess. He's not. I mean, his brother, I remember his brother, I would argue with his brother sometimes. Because, first of all, when I first reached out and, like, wanted help from these people, supposedly our family or whatever. What a fucking joke that was. But, I remember at one point, it's like, I've got, I can produce letters from people that he's done work for. What does that matter? I'm his second wife and mother of his children, douchebag. I think what I say is going to trump what some guy he did a, deck for is going to say. Listen to yourself, man. What, did you not consider me, like, actually what I am? Listen to yourself. That doesn't even fucking make any sense. You think this abusive asshole is gonna let the guy he did a deck for know that? Shut up, dude. Just shut up. You're done now. You know? And we ain't got time for that bullshit. Moving on. These fucking people who support this man, knowing what he is and does, knowing what the children end up going through or going without due to his actions or his failures, yeah, they're okay with that. It doesn't bother them if they think about it at all. You know, what my children endure or go through, not any concern of theirs. They're just happy to lift up a liar and call him the truth. Wow. It's selfish reasons, obviously, right? Or, I don't know, maybe they're afraid of him. He's kind of scary. Whatever the reason is, it's disgusting. Because, oh my God, he's a fraud. He's just a fucking fraud. He's a majorly abusive man who is a master manipulator and can show you many, many messages where he's proclaiming he loves me, you know? Like, you know, I'm freaking out because he's abusing me, but you can't tell by looking at the messages, because what's he saying that's abusive? Nothing, you know? No, everything. Everything, because it's lies. That's what makes it abuse, you know? Alright. I'm going to end this. Is almost an hour. It's gone by. And I've got shit to do, but I don't know. I just got to get it out. I got to release because, oh my God. And there's so many question marks, you know, still ahead. And depending on what those answers are or end up being, it's, you know, it will determine what, you know, decisions I make about certain things. It's just, you know, it's hard to be in this kind of limbo stage, and oh my God, I'm just so tired. I mean, really, it's been going on for so long, you know. I mean, when I was just trying to get through a week with him, and walk through the treasury of the days of, you know, just holding on, hoping that he would grow out of this abusive shit that he was doing, you know, at the time. You know, he's got an anger issue, but he's gonna grow out of it, you know. One day, when he hits me, it will be the last time that he ever hits me. You know, that's what I would tell myself. It was bunk. No, that would never go away. Never. No. Alright. I know it's a sensitive subject and stuff, and there is a particular subject that I really feel like I should get out there sooner rather than later, and I'm very afraid to, because it's a subject that's gonna potentially open me up to a lot of judgment, and that's not something I really welcome at this time. So I want to, you know, be careful about what I say and how I say it, but I'm definitely willing to tell this part of the story, and I feel like it's important to, and I want to. It's a sensitive subject, and I know I gotta figure it out, because I just have to figure it out. But anyhow, I really hope that anybody who's, you know, in a similar situation as mine, and you're really trying to free yourself out of an abusive asshole. I know it's hard, right? But it is possible, and, you know, we can do this. We can do this. like, we've endured so much shit that we've gone through, right? We can do this. Yeah, we can. Pain and all. Walk through the pain. Yeah, I'm walking.